Evelyn, just finish up the dishes and then go on home, okay? No last-minute cleaning up.
Good night.
Is Mrs. Winters here?
Oh, no, sir. She just left for the Hartford with her mother.
Hartford?
The theater. And I don't expect they'll be back till late. Is there something I can do?
No, it's not important. I'll call tomorrow. Good night.
A QM production. Starring Carl Betts. Also starring Billy D. Williams, Roger Perry, Davy Davison. With guest stars Robert Dreyfuss, Carmen Matthews, and special guest stars Susan Strasberg, Ruth Roman. Tonight's episode, At Large.
Crisis Center, may I help you?
Yes, I did reach Dr. Chandler. He left the restaurant 15 minutes ago. He should be here any... Well, if you'll give me your number... He's on his way. I have no reason to lie. The doctor just came in. Hold on, please.
Is that him?
Acute stress, angry, abusive. I'm glad you got here. I think this was going to be a second and last call.
This is Dr. Chandler speaking.
Well, the head shrink himself. I hope I didn't spoil your dinner.
Oh, it's all right. I'm used to it.
I'm gonna kill her, Doc. Kill her just like I told you, girl. Now, how does that hit you?
About the way you'd expect. Now, would you like to tell me about it?
No, I wouldn't like to tell you about it. I'm sick of telling about it. I laid it on the cops 4 times in the last 2 days. And you know what they told me? They said, come in and let's talk about it, otherwise bug off, huh?
Yeah, but I'd bug off like I was some kind of creep. Well, I'm not a creep, and I'm not a crank either. If that broad hadn't been lucky, she'd be dead right now.
All right. You mean it. Now, who is this girl? Why do you want to kill her?
But what do you know? Someone's finally tuning in. Somebody actually believes me. Isn't that marvelous, huh?
Now, you understand we're here to listen. We're here to help. Now, if you'd like to give me
Look,
just
Doc. You play your cards right, and maybe I'll call you again. In the meantime, sweat. Sweat like I sweated for the last 2 years.
Is there any chance he is just a crank, Doctor? Doctor?
Called the police 4 times in 2 days. Then here. Add that to the hysteria in his voice, and I think you've got a man unconsciously asking for help. Get me Inspector Millard at police headquarters, then locate Dan and Jerry.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
Yeah. Pray that he calls again.
Sorry to spoil your workout. Chandler just called.
What have we got?
Psycho. Gonna kill some girl.
Well, if you're that upset about it, it's still not too late to call Paul. You could apologize for tonight.
Mother, please, I thought we dropped that back at the house.
All right, Lisa. It's your life. But tonight's absolutely the last time I substitute for a broken date with Paul, with anybody. I'm tired of seeing you destroy yourself. Because you were once married to a sick and violent man. From now on, if you want to run, you can do it without my help.
Is that what you think I'm doing? Running?
Lisa, when will you realize that the past is dead?
When it is.
Hey, Lieutenant. Where do you think you're going?
Bill said the inspector's downstairs in interrogation.
That's right, but he left instructions for you to wait in his office.
Thanks. I'll remember to apologize.
Jerry, you want to jam me up? What's pushing him?
Some guy's been calling for the last 2 days threatening to kill a girl. Who took the calls, Harry?
Well, I got 2 of them. Daywatch got the other. Look, Dan, they're a dime a dozen. We get them all the time.
Well, just give me a rundown, everything he said.
I can give it to you in a sentence. All he kept repeating was that he was going to take care of that tramp once and for all. He slipped once, though. Said she was his ex-wife. Now, you tell me, what are we going to do with that? You're the psychologist.
Tell me something, Lieutenant. Is it really all this urgent? Chandler thinks so. He's pretty sure we're dealing with a paranoid schizo. Translated, that means...
When I need one, I'll buy a dictionary. In the meantime, all I have to know is what kind of cooperation Chandler expects.
We'd like you to arrange a trace with the phone company in case this guy calls the center again.
That, and have a couple of squad cars pulled from the line and put on standby for our use.
Chandler would have made the request himself if he could have gotten to you directly with the whole story.
It's been a lousy night. Nobody's been getting to me directly. Okay, if that's what you people want, let's get the ball rolling.
Yes, who is it?
It's me. Sorry. Hey, you hear me?
When did you...
A couple of days ago. Look, I gotta see you. Talk to you. Would you buzz the buzzer? The front door's locked.
Well, listen, Art, I can't see you right now. Call me in the morning.
You gotta be kidding. I've been gone all this time, and you tell me to come back in the morning?
Art, please understand. I'm glad you're home. But I simply can't.
And I won't. I really have to talk to you. It's you could say it's a matter of life and death. Please. Will you open the door? Please?
Art, I have a headache. You'll have to make it tomorrow.
Tomorrow's too late. I've got to see you now.
I'm sorry.
It's always the same, isn't it? What are you got some guy up there, huh?
In the morning, Art.
Ma? Ma?
Who was that?
Nobody important.
Another double.
Crisis Center. Our friend again. Get that number Millard gave you. Tell them to start the trace.
Hey, Doc? Where are you? Dropped that from shock or something?
Had to get rid of another call. I was hoping I'd hear from you again.
I'm that important, huh? No, you haven't done anything about it lately. I thought by now you'd know who I was and where to find me.
Well, frankly, I could use a little help. What about it? Want to tell me your name?
Forget it. And if you're thinking about tracing this call, you forget that too, because it takes 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm not going to be on that long.
Well, you sound like you've been around.
What's the matter, Doc? Do you want me to tell you where? You kill me, you guys, huh? You're bright boys.
Like you think you're the only ones that can read between the notes, right? Well, you're not. You know that I could rap with you until hell froze over and not get sucked in once. Better learn something. I don't make mistakes.
You probably don't. That's why I hope you don't stick your neck out just to kill some dumb little tramp. Well, that's what she is, isn't it? Broad, tramp, maybe something even worse.
Ooh. Hey, Doc. You got a dirty mind or something, huh?
I mean, like, you like to blow it clean hearing about it? Is that it?
Huh? No. I know all about tramps. I don't think there's anything new you could tell me.
No, huh? Well, she's, more than just a tramp. Every guy. Young, old, in between, every guy. Didn't matter who they were, what they were. Every pill popper who looked at her twice. You know, that I couldn't let her out of my sight. I mean, even when I was playing some boot cage for kicks, she'd be there on the make. She'd see her. I gave her everything I had, Doc. And all she did was get me in the beats, on the sauce, out of the business. You know, boom. No, Doc. She's more than a tramp. Murder's too good for her.
What about you? What if you do kill her, and then find out nothing's changed? That you're still not satisfied? Where do you go from there?
I'll tell you after midnight. Because that's when she's gonna die.
Thank you. Sorry, Doctor, no chance for a tray. A few minutes past midnight, that doesn't give us much time, does it?
Gives us exactly 2 hours and 48 minutes to find a faceless, nameless man. Somebody so manic that he won't be able to stand still. Keep moving. Keep pushing. Until it's too late for him to go.
Every guy, young, old, in between, every guy. Didn't matter who they were, what they were. Every pill popper that looked at her twice. You know, I couldn't let her out of my sight. Even when I was playing some boot cage for kicks, she'd be there on the make. I gave her everything I had, Doc, and all she did was get me into beef, on the sauce, out of the business. Doc, she was more than just a tramp. Murder's too good for her.
Well, anybody hear anything that'll help?
Like what? Who is he? Where is he? Sorry, Frank, it'd be better with a bowl of tea leaves.
So would I. All I got from it was a fragmented picture of a disoriented, volatile personality with persecution feelings. That and the fact that he hates tramps. And if I could translate half of what he said into plain English, I could come up with something. Boot cage, for instance. What is a boot cage?
Try a long shot, Frank?
Sure.
Our boy is black and he's a musician. The jargon he uses. Reading between the notes, blowing your mind, pill popper, rap. I mean, that could be anybody here. But you heard it. He worked a boot cage. A boot cage, Frank, is ghetto slang for a black jazz joint. My turn.
Dad, how many of these clubs you gonna have to check out?
Maybe 3, 4. Joints featuring live jazz aren't very big today, at least not in Watts.
Just bring the whole coffee pot, Eddie.
Traffic's a little light tonight, huh, Vicky?
Non-existent. I blew the whole scene bar hopping in some square whose wife keeps catching cold. He sure looks happy.
You can cheer him up.
Hey, you want to do me a favor? Are you asleep or something? Come on, wake up. Woo! Say, listen, I have a car out there, but I can't drive. Yeah, I mean, I'm afraid to. You know?
Yeah, hey, look, I'm not interested. Can you get lost?
Hey, I didn't ask you to marry me, you know. I just, I tell you what, I'll even throw in breakfast for nothing, huh? Going once, going twice.
Look, I'm trying to listen to something, you understand, huh?
You want that? You gotta be kidding, man. That stuff's like right out of the mausoleum. That stuff.
You get out of here.
What's the matter, sweetheart? Don't you like girls?
I told it, mister.
All right, break it off. Break it off.
You want us to call the cops, Eddie?
No, no cops. Let's throw the creep out. I don't want to get involved.
Hey, man. The bartender said you might be able to help me.
Oh, is that right? Well, whatever it is, man, later, you know.
It's important, man.
Hey, now, look, could I tell you something, man? The only thing that's important to me is getting a smoking
Well,
gun.
have one on me.
What, are you, a cop or something?
Crisis Center. I work for the city. I'm looking for a cat. Might have played this club. Used to come in with a girl.
Well, how does that make him so special?
There was one wrinkle. He may have been jealous, really hung up. Maybe he used to get into fights, bad ones. His chick may have cost him a job or two.
And this cat used to live on the bottom.
That's right.
You just described half the cats I've played with.
Come on, I'm not kidding.
Well, then why don't you go and try the Club 88?
And I did, and Jimmy's. Now, come on, give me a break. Think about it a minute. He was a real bad news dude. And really flipped out on this chick.
Could he have been white?
You know?
Yeah, there was a horn player. An uptown cat. Raw, but he still had something special. Used to come in and sit in and do some gigs. Yeah, and he had this chick. Real sweet and pretty. But all she had to do was be polite to some guy and he beat her up a couple of times, too.
His name?
Well, now, if I ever got it, man, I've sure forgotten it. Well, now, look, we got to be talking about a couple of years ago.
Look, man.
Hey, well, no, hold it now. Now, that's strike 3, and you're out, Charlie. I just don't remember.
I've got it.
Crisis Center, Dr. Chandler.
Trace.
You read me, Chandler? I want you to have it straight. I got no hang-ups with broads. And when the newspapers write about what's going to happen tonight, I want you to lay it out right.
How will I be able to do anything? If you get away with it, I won't even know your name, much less why you really did it.
Look, I'm not interested in playing games where you try to trap me. I just want you to get it through your skull. I've swung with plenty of broads in my time. You don't believe that, do you? A guy like me's got to be weird, right?
I didn't say that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something, Doc. The only thing wrong with me is, maybe I loved her. Needed her too much. I mean, one good thing in my lousy life, and I don't know where it went wrong. It started out, you know, it started out right and good, and it was wonderful, and then I don't know, it got all mixed up. Yeah, you see, I couldn't get things straight. Don't kid yourself, baby. She's gonna get what she deserves.
You're a smart boy, fella. Of that I'm convinced. So you tell me, if you kill her, who wins? She's dead, out of her misery. And you? You're staring at the gas chamber.
If they nail me.
They'll nail you. They'll sweat until they do. They'll sweat through a trial. They'll sweat until the day they pull the switch, but it'll happen. Maybe it won't be justice, but it's the way it'll be.
Well, what am I supposed to do, turn the other cheek?
Why don't we talk about it? I can meet you any place you say.
Sure.
There'll be no police, just you and me.
I don't want to talk. I got a headache. I don't want to talk.
Trust me.
Look,
Just name the place.
Eighth and River. South side of the street. 30 minutes.
I'll be there.
Remember, no cops, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Good luck on the trace. I'll get the squad
No. I meant what I said. He'll be playing it carefully. All you'll do is scare him off.
Come on, Frank. Use your head. This guy's dangerous.
He's also vulnerable now. He didn't call to discuss his sex life. He called to stay in contact.
All right. You go, I go. It wasn't assigned to work with you for nothing. I'll park down the street out of sight in case something goes wrong.
Well, nothing had better. I have a feeling this is going to be our one and only chance. What are you doing around here? You've got to get out of here fast. I've no time to explain.
Well, you hear that, Larry?
He's got no time to explain.
I'm from the Crisis Center. I'm in medical business.
Okay, pal, let's see your ID.
Now, look, will you please?
Your
take my
ID?
word for it.
Hold it.
Take it easy. I'm a police officer.
Doc, I'm sorry.
Just hurry up and clear out. You too, Jerry.
Crisis Center, may I help you?
Is he back yet?
He isn't here. He left almost an hour ago to meet you. Did something go...
Oh, you're cute. You're real cute. Like you didn't know the whole setup, right?
Set up?
Come on. What's he doing? Ducking me? I thought he'd want to brag about the cute little trick he pulled.
Please listen.
No, you listen. You listen very carefully. Hey, you tell him I got a message for him. Tell him when I stick the knife in her, it's his fault. Yeah, I'm passing the buck. It's on his conscience now.
Please. Whatever went wrong must have been an accident.
You got a nice, warm voice, you know? Soft, low. The kind I learned not to trust long ago.
I'm telling the truth.
You're a liar. You're a liar! Liar, liar!
Wait a minute. Right over here. Now, what's going on with us?
I'm really sorry about tonight, Paul. But this is just...
This is ridiculous. You ought to be alone with your lunch or dinner, something like that, but you wouldn't have that, would you?
Why do you have to keep making this so difficult?
Been going with you 6 months, so it just seems like the least you owe me is some kind of explanation.
Look, Paul, it's not you. It's me.
No. You're saying goodbye to me because you're still hung up on Art Winters.
Do
Do you really think that I could still be hung up on him? For 1 year. Every time we walked down the street, I had to convince him that every man that passed us by wasn't my lover. I had to watch him getting drunker and drunker and sicker and sicker. When he came home at night, I didn't know if he was going to kiss me or beat me up. Paul, don't you understand? I can't afford to take that kind of risk again.
What are you thinking? I'm going to turn out the way he is?
Do you know what he was like when I first met him? He was like you are, kind of. He was tender and gentle and considerate. He was everything that I ever dreamed about or wanted. I guess I'm a rotten judge of people.
I love you, Lisa.
So did he. Even at the end. I'm sorry.
It's my fault. I had 3 calls, but I was in the clear when I talked to him. I should have been able to keep him on the phone.
Take it easy, kid. The way things worked out, nobody could have done any better. Luck's just been lousy, that's all.
Dan, you're sure it would be pointless to keep checking the clubs? For what? A white horn player with no name? Okay, he figures to be our boy, but I hit every joint down there, and either they don't know his name or they're not saying.
Well, looks like we're out of business.
Sure does.
I got it. Crisis center.
Is that you, Chandler?
I'll put him on. This is Chandler.
I bet you thought you lost me, buddy boy, huh?
Look, there's something you've got to understand. I know what you think happened, but believe me, what you saw wasn't a trap. I didn't betray you.
Sure you didn't. Nobody betrays me, nor my wife, nor my...
I swear I did.
So did she. Every time I caught her with another guy, she'd swear, she'd swear, she'd swear. Oh, you should have been there. You'd have learned something. How to lie, how to cop out. Huh?
Do you think if I'd wanted to set you up, I would have used a squad car, uniformed police?
I'm crazy, right? Just like she said. Lou's crazy, Doc. Is she crazy or am I crazy? Can you imagine? I could hit her, and all she'd do was cry and deny everything. Deny everything. Even after I'd almost killed her, put her away, she
what? What do you mean, put her away?
Oh, you're still trying, huh, Doc? You're cool. You're real cool. But you better learn something. Like I told you before. I don't make mistakes.
Wait, would you please look? He made one mistake. Beat up his wife. Almost killed her. Put her away.
The hospital. If it was a police case, she was taken to County Hospital. Doc Crosby, get over there and fast.
Get the record room open?
Yeah, clerk. Mr. Harris is working on the admittance cards right now.
You know something? I just finished sewing up a 76-year-old man with 2 perforated ulcers, and he's got a better chance than we do. Let's go.
There you are, gentlemen. Those admittances go back just 36 months. You want to go back further?
These are all women who were brought in here because their husbands beat them?
His specifications were Caucasian, probably young. Any one of those 39 would fit. The husband's profession's not listed. No way you can narrow it down.
Sam, before you worked Crisis Center, you were an emergency, right?
I'm sorry, Jerry. Even if I treated the woman you're looking for, I don't remember one tied to an alcoholic trumpet player. I'm afraid you're stuck with exactly 39 possibilities.
Look, Frank, do you know what you're asking? Do you know what it would take to check and find 39 women scattered all over the county? How many men would have to pull off duty?
I don't care if you have to pull them from bed.
Look, even if the girl we're looking for is on Taylor's list, she could have moved. Frank, it could take days, weeks.
That's better not. We got a midnight deadline.
Okay, but don't take the odds.
We can't be expected to win them all.
It's our business to win them all. When we lose, people sometimes die. Dr. Chandler, what can I do for you?
You can't stop me now, Shrink. I'm on my way.
Will you listen to me, please? Now, if you...
No, it's too late. I can't be stopped. Do you hear that? I can't be stopped.
She dies and he ends up on death row. What a waste.
Well, what are you looking for? That first conversation I had with him. You have it, June?
Got it.
Read it back.
Well, what do you know? Somebody's finally tuning in. Somebody finally believes me. Isn't it just marvelous?
No. Jump ahead where he says something about maybe you might call back.
Play your cards right, Doc, and maybe I'll call again. In the meantime, sweat. Sweat like I sweated for the last 2 years.
Where would he sweat for the last 2 years?
Beat up his wife. Prison.
If we're right, there'll be a file on him at R&I. Get Jerry on the phone, tell him to get moving. Maybe we still have a chance.
Come on, Mitch, we haven't got all night.
First you get me out of bed, now what do you want me to do, fly?
Come on. Programmer for a man convicted of assaulting his wife in 1967. He got 2 years. He was a trumpet player. White or black. They were both Caucasian. That's all we've got.
And you're sure generous with your information.
Want some coffee? I don't think so. I'm really tired. Let me see if I can get some sleep. Lisa?
Forget it. I've nagged enough for one night.
It's all right, Mother. I probably really need nagging. You know, maybe you and Paul are right. I think I have been living too much in the past. Maybe it's time for a change.
Good night, Mother. Good night, darling.
Name's Arthur Winters.
Crisis Center, Dr. Chandler.
Frank, we have a make. Name's Arthur Winters. His ex-wife lives at 15 Terrace Drive. Phone number 462-9932. Call her. Get her out of the house. I'm on my way.
Right, Inspector. 15 Terrace Drive. Yeah, it's in the hills. Out of order. Call Sam. Get an ambulance up to 15 Terrace Drive.
Dan,
let's go.
Lisa? You look good. I guess you could say we had this date for a long time.
No. Art, please. Please listen to me. Just listen to me.
Why? Why should I listen to you? Because I loved you? Maybe. Because you had me put in jail?
Who?
That might be a reason. Because you divorced me, deserted me, spit on me. You're all alike. You, my mother, every dirty little tramp that ever lived.
Oh, darling. Darling, are you all right?
It was close, Frank. Real close.
The ambulance is on its way.
Are you Chandler? You found me, huh? I'm glad. I'm glad you came.
Frank, she'd like to talk to you.
This Mrs. Winters?
The officer just told me about what you and the others did, and I just wanted to say thank you.
You're all right?
What's going to happen to Art?
If the court approves, commitment, years of treatment, I wouldn't want to make a prognosis. At least he has a chance now.
You ready, Frank?
Yeah. It's been a long night.